1 2 1 2 microphone check 1 2. What it do? What the business is? Welcome to another episode of the MDX Radio Show. I am your host, Mr. Maurice Profits.
And I'm Danny Dang.
And we are back here live, baby, live. 2 weeks in a row. How about that? 2 weeks in a row, we live here, baby. 2 weeks in a row in the beautiful Broadview, Illinois, for another episode of the MDX Radio. Thank you very much for joining us. Everyone who is everyone who is joining us live, listening on IntellectualRadio.com, and everyone that is listening to us or watching us there on the MDX Podcast page and everything. But however you listen to us, however you're seeing us, however you join us, however you are chilling with us, it is all good. And we got here a special guest in the studio.
Hello, hello.
What is good with you?
Maurice, I'm happy to be here. I'm so blessed to be here.
So y'all hearing that voice, y'all like, okay, that don't sound like Maurice, that don't sound like Danny, that sounds like a pretty young lady right there. Who is that? That is Miss Roxy. I'm not even gonna try to say your last name, man.
Last name's Gamgosarnia.
yeah, exactly what she said. I believe her. You know, she's telling the truth and everything. So Roxy is the associate director with me for Last Night is King. As all of you guys know, for the past X amount of months, I've been working on this production that we have premiering live this Saturday at the Schaumburg Prairie Center for the Arts called Last Night is King, the final 24 hours of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As you know, I know I'm the writer and director of the show, but Roxy is my associate director. And trying to reconnect. There's another. And Roxy, for all those of y'all who are still listening, Roxy is coming from a more traditional standpoint when it comes to the theater world. And she's helping out with this show, and she's been like a godsend. Let me tell y'all, for real. I'm gonna get into a little bit of that a little bit later on. Hey Danny, what I want to let you know, dog. She from your town. She from the VA.
VA, the best place on earth.
Woo-hoo!
I swear, it's like anytime people are from Virginia, they treat it like it's like some type of like secret society or some type of fraternity or some type of sorority. It's like y'all have like this common bond. Yeah, that always happens immediately. Anytime it's always best thing is it's always something about Virginia people though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like if you see two people who are from like Miami, they're like, oh yeah,
they're not cool in it, right? I guess. Yeah.
Two people who are from like like Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh yeah. Two people who are from like Bismarck, North Dakota. You're like Bismarck, North Dakota. That's kind of random, Maurice. Something there, but it's always something about Virginia, where two people from Virginia. It's like that connection happens immediately. It's always like very organic. What is about the VA, y'all VA people, where it's like y'all see each other shopping at the Jewel, and you see someone in the aisle with the cereal. And they're from Virginia Tech or whatever like that. Y'all like, oh, yo, we family. What is that? Like, what is that about?
I don't know. People are just really, really cool out there in Virginia. I actually moved to Virginia from overseas, so they welcomed me with open arms, which was great.
Oh, word, word.
Yeah.
So, Danny, so folks in Virginia, they got love for folks from overseas, then?
Sure. I mean, the thing. I think the thing is like. People don't like it's hard because you can be like, yo, I'm from Chicago, and there's a lot of people from Chicago. I'm from LA, I'm from here, I'm from there. But you don't really see a lot of people like or meet them that are from Virginia, right?
Right.
Like even out here in Seattle, when I meet people and they're like, are you from Seattle? I say, no, I'm from DC because nobody cares about Virginia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, where in DC are you from? And then I'm like, oh, it's actually Virginia because like most people don't know Virginia. You know, it's they associate Virginia with what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Unless you're into music, then you got like Timbaland,
Clips.
You got Chris Brown, Clips, Missy Elliott.
Right. Yeah. Or if you're a Michael Vick fan.
Michael Vick, you got Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, you don't really have much else.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got DC, and then I mean, everyone just in DC, right? Then you got the full DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia, and then so you can like group Wale into that. You can group Kevin Durant into that, like, and so it's hard because it's like you have DC, you have Virginia, you have Maryland, but like there's this common bond that you all have because like no one cares that much about you. So it's like, you know, let's just pack together and make up the DMV, and then we'll just be, you know, a district and 2 dope states together as one.
Right. Okay. You know what? I just had an education because I've always heard that term DMV from the DMV, and I always thought it was the driving place, where your license, but you just said
the
DC
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah, I was always the Department of Motor Vehicles. Well, like, cause I always hear people from the DMV, and I'm like, but I knew it had something to do with that area. Cause I was like, you know, cause I can make the connection. I'm like, okay, I know it has something to do with that area, but what the heck is the DMV? And so when you said the DC, Maryland, Virginia, like literally that was the first time I ever was able to put that together. Yeah. Like
there you go. Like, now Wale's songs will make more sense to you.
Right. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, do you understand? Like, Rox, you understand? This is like my first time actually realize this is like, you know, when a kid discovers the color yellow for the first time in his life. Like, what is this? Yellow? Wow, that's nice. You know what I mean? You're a part of history. But that's cool though. I want to make it out there though, you know, because I want to make it out there. I want to make it out there more so just go to like the actual DC area though. Like, I want to see the Capitol. I want to see the White House. I want to see, you know, when Doo-Doo Breath is out of there. I want to see like the Washington Monument and everything like that. I want to see all that stuff and everything. Is all that like completely cliche to you guys? Like you're like, no, get me as far away as possible from all that?
It's beautiful.
To me it is. Because I grew up there, and that was like every field trip. We're going to DC. We're going to the Capitol. We're going to the memorials. Where, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that. And so when I moved away and then I went home to visit, like my dad was like, hey, do you guys want to go to the museums or anything like that? I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. No, but you liked it though.
I do. I love the people out there. You know, the monuments are gorgeous. Just the buildings and the architecture is beautiful. Nothing like Chicago though. Nothing like Chicago, but it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous city. Yeah.
Now you moved out here a year ago, right?
I did. Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
All right. Now, did you go from? Because I remember like when last time we talked. You went. I remember you were in Miami for a while. So did you go from the DMV to Miami and then to Chicago? Or?
I did. I was actually near Orlando, but yeah. I went from the DMV out there and then back to the DMV for a year and then now out here in Chicago.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was it about Chicago where you were like, okay, I'm ready to move on. Let's go to that. Did you like throw like a dart?
I'd actually never been to Chicago before I packed up my car, but I'd heard so much about the city and the artistic movement that was out here, and I was really looking forward to kind of being part of that movement.
Okay.
And it's just been a roller coaster ride. You know, the city's been great to me. People have been great. That Midwestern hospitality, you know, it's been a beautiful experience.
Yeah. You just be careful. You know, there is a very fine line between Midwestern hospitality and just being plain thirsty. Right? So, you know, just be careful about that. Hey, but you know, on the real though, it's all family here and everything, and because like you're joining us for the very first time. I know a lot of people, especially Danny, like are hearing or getting to know you, like meeting you for the first time. So
this is amazing.
Yeah, just tell us about yourself and everything. Like what like where you from, what you about and everything. Like what your plans. You know what I'm saying? Like so who's Roxy?
Yeah, so I came out here. I come from an intense theater background, and I wanted to come out here to Chicago and kind of get into the comedy scene a little bit in Second City, and really kind of build an artistic empire out here. And I've been blessed to network with people and meet other young artists that are, similar minded and they really want to build an empire that's for the people. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. From music production to filmography to, live shows, live events, I'm trying to tap into a little bit of everything. It's just been a perpetual movement of greatness.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've been making a lot of moves too, as well too. I see you. I mean, like, because I've been seeing, like, a lot of your updates and, like, what you've been involved with. And like you said, like, you were in the studio, a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
I saw you were at a production. Hey, when you went to that one show, The Den, was it
Oh, that was amazing.
What was it called?
Oh gosh, I don't. But they have a monthly show out there at the Den.
Wait, was it called The Light?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, I got you.
Sure. But it's a bunch of different musicians. I got to see 2 harp players. I mean, how often do you get to see harp?
Yeah,
and jazz music.
Yeah.
And so they have an event once a month out there. And it's definitely something that I want to keep going back to, because that type of music, I mean, it was just phenomenal. You can't plan for a night like that.
Hey, keep it a buck with me though. For real, harp music. I'm thinking harp music. I'm either about to die or like I'm somewhere where there are a lot of racist people around me. That's funny. Well, ain't no more black folks around me. I'm there.
Oh my god, I'm over here like, hey, they're talking about like theater stuff. I'm sitting here like, dude, hey, these 2 are cultured. I'm like, the only culture I get comes from the Migos.
You're right. Hey, no, for real, he knows every Migos joint. but that's different though. Like harp, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like was actually entertaining, or were you looking for the exit?
Beautiful. No, I cried. It was just a very moving piece, and then adding in the violin and the vocals in a very tight space as well. It was just a really beautiful experience to hear that kind of music.
Okay. Hey, I'm mad at that. I like that. All right. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if you tell somebody, like, it'd be kind of weird if I hit Daniel, but hey, Joe. Hey man, we gonna get up, man. We gonna go see some harp players. All right, you ready, man? I'm gonna pick you up. You know what I mean? It'll be kind of weird. But
they wheeled the instruments in on a trolley, on a dolly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, they had a real one.
They had 2 of them.
Oh wow. Okay. Hey, I can't even knock it. That's real. That's a lot more than I'm doing when it comes to harp music. So I'm cool with that.
And they were able to play. One of the pieces that they played was a contemporary composer. Not everything that they were playing was Johann Sebastian Bach. They were kind of doing more contemporary pieces. This one composer that they did was a female Canadian, which is really unusual. I feel like you don't see too many female classical composers, so that was a really cool experience too.
That's cool. Okay, I'm with that right there and everything. Hey man, how was your weekend, bro?
It was cool. It was alright. I didn't really do too much.
Yeah.
I just kicked it. I saw Black Panther on Saturday.
Right. Hey, I wanted to ask you, okay, when you went to go see it, did you use your movie pass?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, hold on. Before we go further, do you have movie pass, Rox?
No.
Okay, do you know what that is?
No.
All right. Do you want to explain what that is, bro?
Please do tell me.
Yeah, because I get paid commission when I explain what it is.
Right, because I see everyone. It's funny because I always see everyone always ask him on social media, "Wait, what's movie pass? How do you do it?" So he's like the spokesman for it, the unofficial spokesman. So do you want to go into it? What that is, real quick, bro?
Yeah, so Movie Pass is just a monthly subscription. You pay $10 a month, and you get to watch unlimited movies for the month. You get to watch 1 movie a day, and then you can go. Again, 1 movie a day for the month for $10. And basically it works like a debit card, and there's an app involved. You just check into the app, you pick the movie you want to see, the theater and the time, preloads this card with money. And then all you do is walk up like you're going to go buy a normal ticket. And then you just swipe this card like a normal debit or credit card, and they give you a ticket, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, on the surface, it sounds amazing. Right. $10 a month, unlimited movies all month. You're capped at 1 movie a day, which makes sense. Right. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, right? Here's my thing, though, right? It gets very confusing after the surface because you gotta wait for the card to come in the mail, which takes about 17 days. Then you gotta download the app on your phone. All right. Then you gotta go on the app, go to the movie theater you want to go to, pick the movie you want to see, and half the time, the movie you want to see is not even on the app.
Oh, they choose which ones they want. They'll accept.
Is that true?
No, it must be Chicago theaters that has this issue. Dude, literally, this is what I do. This is exactly what I do. I park my car. I start walking towards the theater. I check in. I get there. I swipe my card. I walk in.
Is it any movie theater? You can do it at Regal Cinemas, at
Regal, AMC. Now, they have a huge list of what movie theaters are acceptable. And so the thing is the ones around my area, they all work. So I can go to any one of them.
Now,
so the caveat is if the movie is sold out, then you can't go, right?
Okay.
So you can't pre-order your ticket. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to go tomorrow, so I'll do it tomorrow. So you just have to go to the theater, and if the movie is available, then you can go.
Right. Now, for us, it works virtually for any theater around us.
Okay.
Because I have it, right? But here's my thing, though. It's like, why don't you make this a little bit more user-friendly? Because my thing, and we kind of got into it last week about this. I'm like, I just want to go to the theater, pull out my card, be like, I'm here to see Black Panther or 3 Billboards or I, Tonya. Put the card down. You swipe my card. You give me my ticket, and I go and get me some popcorn.
Right.
But nah. You gotta show them your card. Go on your phone.
You don't have to show anybody your card.
Then what's the point of the card? To make you feel good?
You have to be part of the
card.
club.
Has the money on it. Like I don't understand why it's such a big deal for you.
Okay, but
like,
it was putting money on it. I thought $10. It's
like a venture card.
But if I'm paying $10 a month because y'all take a $10 from my account, from my Chase account every month. So doesn't that $10 equate to, okay, we got Maurice $10, we got Danny $10, we got Roxy $10. They can now see unlimited movies all month, but they only go once a day. So what's the whole thing with the app where I have to load money up on there? Like, what is this?
So they get a cut of every ticket that you buy, right?
Okay.
So they have to track that somehow. So if they just say, here's an unlimited card, just go swipe it or whatever, I'm sure it's just their way to track it.
Wait, so what's up with the $10?
So you pay $10 and then you got to pay again.
No. You pay the money, you pay the $10 fee, whenever it is, takes out of your card.
Right.
And then when you check into the movie on the app, it will preload. They send you a MasterCard. It preloads this card. So then you just walk up and you swipe it like a debit card, and then you move forward.
Okay, so
like,
all right.
Maurice, you're making it sound like you got to like give your firstborn child for this.
That's what it feels like, though, man. I feel like I'm showing my ID. I feel I'm showing my social security card, my passport, my marriage certificate. I feel like I'm showing all that stuff and everything. It's like, damn, I just want to see the movie.
Well, it's literally, I'm on the app for maybe 5 seconds. I don't, do you need me to send you a tutorial? Do I need to fly to Chicago and show you how to use this card?
Fly Chicago, so this way, like, I can show you how absurd it is. Like visually. So this way you see it up front. You go, oh yeah, he got a point. Oh dang, yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. it out.
So when you rock up to the movies, are you like, I have Movie Pass?
Yeah, that's why I got Movie Pass. Bam, I slapped it on the counter.
So there's mistake number one.
Well, if I got Movie Pass, it means I'm in. I'm in like Flint. I'm part of the club, baby. I'm
right,
VIP.
They don't care. They literally don't care. I literally check into the movie. I walk up. I say 1 for Black Panther at 10 o'clock. I give them my card. They swipe it. I get my ticket and I leave. I don't like it. I'm like baffled at the fact that you've had an issue with it.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I did that, Rox. I went to the counter. I said, I, Tonya, I got the card. Bam. And I threw it down like that, like I was playing dominoes. Bam. I got the card. And they're like, well, you got the app? I'm like, the app? For what?
Do you have to pay for the app?
No, the app's free. All
right.
I'm like, for what? You got to download the app and check it. I'm like, I already checked it on Facebook. I'm good. Why don't you go to the app for?
Foursquare.
Yeah. I already checked it on Facebook. I'm good. No, you got to check it with the app. Check it with the app.
All user error. This is all user error because when you signed up for it, it told you the instruction.
Man, they ain't tell me nothing, man.
The fine print.
They sent me a card that took 37 days for me to get. and they charged me for it, and that whole fiasco. But anyway, but anyway, movie pass. I'll give it another shot again, and I'll let you know how it worked out. But how did you like Black Panther though?
Just know that I've seen 16 movies since October, since I've had my movie pass.
It's pretty impressive.
Which is funny though, because before that he never went to the movies. I'm a movie person in that I like to go see movies, but I would never be like, I really, really want to see this movie that bad to actually go out of my way to go see it. I would go watch movies before noon because they were $5 at the movie theater close to my house. That's literally the only reason. But now with my movie pass, that is extremely easy to use, I go to a movie like once a week. All right.
That's interesting, though. I find it sad that people don't go to movies as often. You know, I feel like movies are meant to be seen on that big screen.
Yeah.
And, you know, I get it because it is expensive. You know, to take the family out to the movies, all of a sudden you're spending $60 for a family of 4 to go out. So I do get it, but I really think that more people need to make an effort to go see these films the way that they're meant to be seen, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And plus the fact there's a lot of films that come out that really were designed and made for you to see on the big screen, right? Like for example, like that one movie Gravity. Like they said that you can't get the full appreciation of that film unless you're seeing it in 3D IMAX or even just the IMAX. Interstellar is another one as well too. That's what you had to see that at the theater. Dunkirk is another one. You know what I'm saying? So like they make films purposely. You know, like in terms of like the style and all not just the content, but with the CGI, but also just like the visuals of it though, where you can appreciate more so on a large screen than you can on a smaller screen. And I think it's cool because like, for people who are like avid moviegoers, you get a lot more. I think you kind of have the advantage of that because I'm pretty sure studios are like looking at like, okay, how can we make sure that like, because now in this day and era, in this day and age, streaming is so prevalent.
Absolutely.
And everyone's streaming movies, like like they go on the illegal sites and everything, and they grab them. So studios are like looking at like, okay, like how can we make a proactive approach to make sure that we're making content where people want to go to the movies. Now, me personally, I'm all for going. I love going to the film. I love going to the show and looking at it because like not only because like I want to see it because I freaking love movies, but I want to be able to support everyone who actually worked on that film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Like Danny, like I'm pretty sure you're like this way as well too, Rox. But Danny and I, we are really, really strong about not going the bootleg route.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that.
Yeah, because you think about so many people that worked on that project. The least you can do is throw down your $10 or whatever it is that you're paying and go see it and support that. You know what I mean?
I love just watching the credits at the end.
Yeah,
seeing all those names and understanding what everyone did, all the responsibilities, all the moving parts that really put that into place. It's beautiful.
Yo, hey, real talk, seriously, that is my thing because I like because me personally, like I'm a novice film director right now. But I want to I look at the credits though, and I look at the roles people were playing in those. So I look at the job titles. Like I don't know Mary Clarkson, and I don't know Dale Bernstein or whatever. I don't know those names on the right side, but I look at what's on the left side, and those are the job titles. So I'm like, okay, what is the grip, and what does a best boy do? Wow, how many executive producers do they have? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's all of those things where I'm like, wow, and especially when it gets to the point where like they not only show when they show the music, but also when they show like the locations and they use like special
location scouts.
Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, like and I kind of think, especially if it's a film that's done in Chicago, I think about like those locations, and I'm just like, okay, those locations are probably film friendly. So that could be like a place that you could like you consider for like for anything in your that you might need in the future and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's those little variables that are super important when it comes to the ending credits. I'm with you on that, 100%. Yeah. I'm totally with you on that. Danny, what about you? Do you do 100%? I mean, do you do 100%? Do you do end credits?
I'm always 100, bro.
You're what?
I'm always 100. I do to an extent, I know, like you sit and watch it all. You have, and I'm assuming Roxy's the same way, that you guys have a greater appreciation for that kind of stuff than I do. I'm the kind of person, like you said earlier, like, you know, we don't do the bootleg route, because I understand that everyone had a piece of, you know, making that movie or that production or anything come to life, right? Whether it's a play, an album, a movie, like, so, you know me, man, like, I don't like people that use Kodi, because I think it's a terrible thing where, oh, I'm just going to go see this movie and I can just download it because some guy bootlegged it in the movie theater.
Right.
And, you know, they only have this version. I'm going to wait for a HD version. And I'm like, or you could just go to the movies and watch it.
Right.
You know, and so, so I don't, you know, sometimes I'll stay for the credits if I'm really into it. And I don't do it often. Marvel movies, I'll stay and watch it just because they got stuff at the end.
Yeah, they got end credit stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. Not often will I stay to watch it all.
I'm with you. But let me tell you something real quick, Rox. Danny, a real one. All right. I like to give him grief a lot. You know, I like to mess with him, but I can say he a real one. This dude lives in Seattle, right?
Right.
Lives in Seattle. He's only been out here once, you know. But this dude, he literally supports every project I've done.
It's incredible.
For real. Like everything he does, every time I do a project, he always buys a DVD. He always, like, you know, gets some merchandise from it. Last week he posted saying, you know, he posted the flyer for Last Night is King saying, go see it if you're in Chicago. If you don't have the money to go see it, hit me in my inbox. I'll buy your ticket for you.
Wow.
Like, Danny, a real one when it comes to, like, always making sure to support artists. Like, even in his area as well too. Danny hits up, like, the like, he's got friends who are, like, you know, like indie rock musicians. Oh, I was gonna say rock guys. Musicians, like indie musicians. He supports the indie wrestling that's out there. Like, he's really into, like, you know, making sure, like, the independent guys that you don't really see, you know, on the main stage are still getting the support and everything. Like he a real one when it comes to that, for real. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Danny?
Yeah. That's real stuff right there, brother. He over there blushing. Oh no, me. But since we're on the subject, though, I want to touch on this Saturday. I've been talking about it for weeks, guys. Weeks. This Saturday night, the Sean Perry Center for the Arts. Last Night is King. The final 24 hours of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is going to be incredible. Myself, Roxy, we've been working on this for too long now, and now we are so ready to bring it to the public, to bring it to you guys.
So ready to have an audience in there.
Yes. There is so much great content that you're going to get from this. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale at bsideproduction.com. That's bsideproduction.com at the low price of only $10. Let me tell you this real quick, Dan. So we're at this other show before we came here, right? Now, okay, so I'm talking. So Roxy and I planned. We're like, okay, we gotta do the other show tonight at 8:20 p.m. and that's on the south side. And then we're gonna come all the way to Broadview to Intellectual Radio to do our show, to do MDX Radio, right? Oh. So Roxy hit me this morning, was like, "Hey, what's the address again for the first show?" So I sent it to her through text saying, "This is the address of the first show, right?" So later on in the day, I'm like, let me inbox Roxy with the IntellectualRadio.com station. So this way she has that. So this way, like, she goes to her car, I go in my car, and we zip over here, right? And so I inboxed that to her on Facebook. All right. So anyway, fast forward, I'm at the other place, and it's like 7:50, right? And she texts me talking about I'm outside. I'm like, bet, come on in, come to the side door. And she's like, where's your car? I'm like, it's the red car. It's literally the only car that's out there right now. And she said, I don't see your car. I'm like, where you at? She said, I'm at the place you inboxed me at. I'm like, you in Broadview. I'm on the south side. You know what I'm saying? And so And the thing is, Danny, is that like where Broadview is compared to where I was on the south side, it's a hike. So I'm thinking to myself, like, it's gonna take her an hour to get here, and we're already gonna be wrapping up. So I said, Rox, don't trip. Just call it a night. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. And she's like, man, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, and so she texts me about 5 minutes later saying, I'm on my way. I got at least show you moral support. I'm like, oh dang, okay, that's cool. I'm like, if you're sure about that, that's fine. But I don't want you to feel pressured about driving all the way from Broadview to the south side. And so she's like, I'm fine with that. I'm cool. Bro, I don't know what she did. I don't know if she sprinkled some steroids on top of her car, or she found the Mario Brothers star
that makes fire coming out of the back,
or if she put on Sonic the Hedgehog shoes. But bro, it was like I swear, like 17 minutes later, she texted me talking about I'm around the corner. What? What? Like, fam, she had to have broken like 17 laws on the way from over here to all the way to the south side, bro.
And my heel.
and she broke her heel. So something got broken, right? I'm like, and I'm sitting there because fam, like we were setting up about to start the interview, and here she comes into the interview spot. I'm looking at her like, are you even a human being? You really did that? And the thing is though, is that Danny, I know you can't really appreciate how the distance, because you can't understand like the distance of what I'm talking about, but it's far, dog. It's not an easy ride, but she made that happen though.
And I'm blessed. It was a great show.
Yeah,
it's been a great night.
Yeah. It's been real cool. It's been real cool tonight. So y'all. So in terms of if y'all watching, y'all listening, and everything, folks are dedicated to make sure this show, really blasts off the way it's supposed to be and everything. I got my boy over here, talking about like, he'll buy you a ticket if you can't afford it. I got Rox over here. She's jetting across town to make sure we get the promos right and everything like that. And we're doing this all for you guys. So just make sure that if you are in the area, trust me, you do not want to miss this. This is the perfect way to cap off your Black History Month by seeing this show. Because I'm telling you, this show right here, there's a lot of story that happened in between the time from when King did the mountaintop speech, which was his last speech before he died, unbeknownst to him, because he did that speech the night before he was murdered. And what people don't know is that he didn't even want to do that speech. He wasn't even up for it. He was like, no, I'm too sick. I don't want to do it. But it was Ralph Abernathy who was like, man, you don't get your butt on stage and do this and do this speech for all these people. That's for real what happened. And so King went up there and he basically freestyled the whole thing. That was a freestyle. That's like watching Jay-Z going up in front of everybody and just start floating off the top of the dome. That's what that was. So the montage speech, which is a very iconic speech, is a freestyle. So I mean, that wasn't planned at all. And he ripped it up. He killed it. But the thing is, what's crazy about that, if you listen to that speech, if you listen to it, it actually it actually really it actually dissect what he's saying in that speech. You can kind of tell that he knew that his end was coming. It's the words he was using in that speech when he was saying that, I may not get there with you, but I know that tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And with the way how he was saying it, and the way how it was coming, the inflection in his voice, and the ting that was in his and that was in his tone, you could really tell that he knew that his time was coming up, and that and pretty much everything that he worked for was coming to an end. And also at the same time, he knew that it was in the right hands because he had the right people that were around him. Listen to that speech and get a chance. YouTube it and really listen to that speech. And then what happened, and so that's what I'm saying, between that speech from the night before, all the way to the time he gets shot, there's so many smaller events that happen that are going on that are really compelling. And we want to, and the thing is that you're not going to get this kind of story from school. You're not going to find this, you're not going to find this in your classrooms. Your teachers are not going to talk about this. But all what's happening is so pertinent to what's going on right now. 50 years later in 2018, what they were there for in Memphis in terms of the sanitation workers strike and what they were fighting for, what they were standing up for and everything, in terms of the systemic issue, the systemic oppression that was going on in Memphis at that time and what was hurting the communities. what was happening then is happening right now. So that's why it's so incredibly important to see the show, because not only is it very timely, but also it's very enriching in terms of being able to make that comparison and really say to yourself, wow, you know what? 50 years later, we still have a lot.
Still fighting.
Yeah, we're still fighting. We have a lot more to do. But the thing is, though, is that like this really will be able to like put that incentive in you to really make some change and everything. I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing show. We have, in addition to like, you know, what I was saying, we also have a segment in the show as well. And this is what we just came back from a few minutes ago, where we start off in 1968. Yes, we're in 1968, but we go back to 1965. And we actually showcase the encounter between Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, everyone knows that famous picture that's up, you know, in terms of like when you see King and X together, and there's always that buzz of what was said between the two, like what could have been done, what could have been said between the two when they met. But in doing the research, Danny, I found out that these two guys, they actually did meet up a few times in undisclosed locations together on the low. Very private. And so my thing was like, oh man, well, what could have been said between these two? You know what I mean? What could have been said? Like what kind of ideas like were exchanged back and forth and everything? Let's recreate let's recreate that scenario on this stage. So you're a guest in this. For anyone that's watching right now, anyone that's listening at home that's coming to the show, scene 7, you will see the encounter between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. And believe me, Rox, you can co-sign with this. It is intense.
Fire. The emotions in that scene are just incredible. You know, between the two of them, and you see these two different ideologies, which are fighting for the same cause, but you have, you know, two very different views, two different religious backgrounds. And it's like Maurice said, it's prevalent to what's going on today. And a lot of the issues that we are facing as a society today, whether it is culture or religion, and kind of bridging that gap that we can all come together and we are all fighting for the same thing. And Maurice has done such an incredible job with the text of the show to kind of bring that together and to bring a visual element and to bring these characters that we don't hear about in school. Right. You know, and it's such a shame. It's absurd that you don't hear about Ralph Abernathy and, you know, the influence that he had on King. And he was the man who was pushing him to do that speech. I had never heard his name before. And that's insane to me. Yeah. So it's a great educational piece, entertaining. It's going to take you on an emotional journey of, you know, have some moments of comedy in there, some lightheartedness. Mm-hmm. There's this young girl who's also a part of the cast. She's phenomenal.
Elena Rios. If you're watching Elena and Nancy, Elena Rios. She
blows your mind. Yes. She's just incredible. We have poetry in the show. We have music. We have videography. All different elements that come together for this production. It's quite phenomenal.
Absolutely. And just letting you guys know as well too. You know me. I don't do anything basic. and when with this production, I don't want to give too much away, but we're doing some innovative setups in this production that you would not see at another theater. So that's why you have to be in the house watching this, because how we're gonna have things set up and what really is gonna transpire, especially with the assassination scene, especially with that scene in particular, this is going to be something that you guys are going to really take home from you and be like, wow, I've never seen anything like that done before. So make sure if you're in the area, if you're in the Schaumburg area, if you're in the Chicago area, if you're anywhere in the northwest suburbs and even the western suburbs, come out for this. It's this Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. at the Schaumburg Perry Center for the Arts. Tickets are on sale at bsideproduction.com. That's bsideproduction.com for only $10. $10. Roxy, you spend $12 at Chipotle when you get the burrito bowl. You know what I mean? Yeah. You spend $10 when you go out to lunch.
Entertained.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's like $10 gets you a full show, red carpet, vendors is come and meet with and speak with you and buy from, meet and greet with the actors and the crew. Oh, damn!
The state-of-the-art facility.
Yes, the state-of-the-art facility, which is an absolutely beautiful facility, which holds close to 500 people, and we're going for a sellout. I'm pushing for that. I'm claiming that we're going to have a sellout on Saturday night, and that's what I'm saying. And free parking. Come on, man. You ain't got to worry about that street nonsense. Free parking, huge parking lot and everything. You cannot beat this. And more importantly, over everything, it is for the entire family. Mm-hmm. It's for all ages. And that's why, and I'm glad you brought up Elena as well, too, because Elena is 9 years old, as sweet as can be, but a fireball. She's incredible. And my thing is like this. I want kids in the audience to see her and be like, that could be me. Mm-hmm. That could be me up there with that kind of fire, that kind of gusto. Like that's fun. I want to do that. And this is a great way, because I feel like this is why we always go for the family element, because we want young people to be able to look at that and really think to themselves like, that could be me. I want them to have that kind of motivation and really be able to take away from that and really be able to internalize that and everything. And that's why it's so incredibly important. But overall, though, people are going to leave with an education when it comes to this show and everything, and that's what's very important with this. And also, just like there's so many levels with what we're going to be providing with this. We're going to be talking, because my thing was this. I kind of thought about, when you think about what was happening back then, King was basically on the road with his friends. Mm-hmm. King was in his late 30s. He's traveling all these different different cities, these different states and everything, these different venues and whatnot, and speaking to these people. He has a huge following. I mean, he has rock star status by this point, mm-hmm. And it's he has his status, but he's basically on the road with his boys. Right. So my thing was hey, Roxy, you understood this, was I want to capture that very real side of him. Right. And you do see that, absolutely. They're eating together, they're joking around together. Right, exactly. Throwing jabs at each other, throwing clowning at each other and everything like that. Just really laughing. We really want to show the real side of him. Because all we know of him is how much of a prominent figure he is, and I have a dream. We know him to be so bigger than life. But in this show, we really show him to be wow, a real dude. He really is a real person. He really is one of us and everything, And I think it's a fun element to be able to see, the characters playing. And the characters playing King, his name is Cheb Blackshear, and he's a great talent, absolutely great talent. And what's cool about it, Cheb, you're watching, what's up? But what's cool about Cheb, the work ethic that he puts in for this character, which is really dope. Because he was telling me that he's he's done extensive amount of research about getting not only the delivery down by King, but also the vernacular as well too. Right. Where he was telling me can I change it up a little bit here, because I feel that he would say absolutely go for it and everything. Don't do that, because he was I was listening to this radio interview that he did back in '66, and he said it was about what you're talking about right here, and I feel that will kind of fall into place really well. I'm like, bro, go for it, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. In terms of that level of dedication, we're getting that from these actors who are really putting their all into the research, into really making sure that they bring these characters to life. That's all we want to do. So anyone that's listening out there, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this show at all, because it's amazing. It's King, Malcolm X, it's Jesse Jackson, it's Ralph Abernathy, it's Dorothy Cotton. We have the Invaders. Who are the Invaders? Exactly right. We have the Invaders. They were kind of like the Black Panthers before the Black Panthers. They're the local Black Panthers of Memphis, and they were about that thing. They were about that thing. Let me tell you. All right, they were no joke. And the guys we have playing the Invaders, they are about that. We have the Invaders. We have the Brown Berets, representing the Latinos, the Chicano movement that was happening out there, led by David Sanchez, who was influenced by King. So we have the Brown Berets. We have the ladies of the SCLC. We have Coretta Scott King. We have the men of the SCLC. We have A.D. King. We have Bernice King. We have all these. We have the FBI, and of course we have James Earl Ray. And let me tell you, that's played by Steve Pavlik. And Steve Ooh, sometimes I have to tell him to chill because he really brings James Earl Ray to life.
Yep.
Like for real. Like Steve is such a professional that he was able to really encapsulate that menacing way, that real, like just like that real sneaky, that very focused demeanor that James Earl Ray had when it came to I'm down here for one mission and one mission only. That's to get King. But it wasn't on his own, or was it by the FBI? And that's another thing as well too. The show is written so this way it really does make you think about what's really going on behind the assassination.
It provokes a lot of thought, and I think that a successful piece of art, film, theater, whatever, it's thinking about that performance or thinking about that piece long after it's over. And I feel like with what we have here, the audience is going to go home and really just ponder over everything that they've seen and really question some of the things that they've been taught. So yeah, exactly. It's very powerful.
Exactly, absolutely. And that's the goal right there. That's the objective. So make sure your objective is this Saturday night, Schaumburg Prairie Center for the Arts. Be there at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are only on sale at $10. You can get them from bsideproduction.com. You can get them from the box office, or you can call the Prairie Center directly. I'm sorry, I don't have the number in front of me right now, but you can go on the website, just put in Schaumburg Prairie Center for the Arts, and put in the phone numbers right there, and you call them directly over the phone if you need to. If you're having any kind of problems, anybody listening, if you have any kind of problems with the website, any kind of problems with ticketing, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on IG, hit me up on email, hit me up by text. Just hit me up and let me know if you have any problems. I got you. All right. I will take care of the problem immediately. We'll eradicate that as soon as possible. All right. So make sure we all go see. I cannot wait. We cannot wait for this Rocks. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be real dope. All right, let's wrap things up in a little bit. I know we got about 5 minutes and such. So so what's going on? Yeah, are you watching the EC on Sunday?
I am, yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
There's a house show on Saturday that I'm going to.
Oh yeah. Where's it? Is that Common Dome?
My Saturday is going to be completely different than
Yeah, very true. I can't even be mad about what you're doing on Saturday because you're not here, but it's all good though.
Yeah, you're putting on this very historic show, very informative. Yeah. I'm going to watch a bunch of half-naked guys fake fight.
Nice.
Wait, do you know what what the main event is at the house show?
I do not. All I know is Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks were going to do a meet and greet, and they're not doing it anymore, and it's Braun Strowman instead.
Oh, you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to that. So we got the house show. So it is a Raw show. And so it was supposed to be at 7:30 and they changed it to 1. I'm assuming it's so they could get to Vegas to prepare for Elimination Chamber.
Wait, it's 1 in the afternoon?
It's at 1. Yeah, 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, that's Saturday. Crazy. That's weird, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be out there by like 4.
Exactly. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself after.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, man. Going to a house show in the middle of the day, and then you're like, "Oh wait, I have literally the entire day ahead of me. Like, what do I do now?" Right.
But yeah, I am gonna watch Elimination Chamber. Sounds like I'm gonna go to a buddy's house just to watch it.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm kind of looking. I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown for the last 2 weeks, so I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I missed the first hour and a half of Raw this Monday. From what all I know is that I guess the first hour and a half was really great because everyone was talking about how great the writing was, and I heard that Seth Rollins had an amazing night because he beat both Roman Reigns and John Cena in the same night, so he kind of had a Chris Jericho moment without the belts, obviously. But I heard that he showed up and showed out, so that's all I know. And I saw that Miz got worked hard by Braun, but like we said last time, it's more like it's gonna be Roman Reigns who wins it and everything. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
He may have some dirt on him leaked this week. So
he might do what?
He may have some dirt on himself leaked this week. So
with some dirt.
Yeah, that guy that said he sold him steroids.
Yeah.
And he denied it. He said the guy that that was supposed seller, I guess, has a bunch of like records of Roman Reigns, like talking to him, and he was talking about how he's gonna release those.
What? Dude, what's this guy's thing? Is he looking for a money grab? Like, what is it?
I hope he's doing it for WrestleMania, and it means that AJ Styles and Nakamura will close WrestleMania. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, come on, man. Leave my boy Roman alone, man. Let him live.
Well, you got to pay for your mistakes, bro.
Man, get out of here with that, man. Give me Vince McMahon of 1987 where steroids were all good to him. That's the Vince McMahon I need right now. Come on, man. You miss my boy Roman.
We don't live in that world anymore.
That's why we got WWE Network. Hey, man, how can you know so my observation about Piper?
Your what?
My observation about Piper I texted you last night about.
Oh, when you texted me at like 4 a.m.
I do that. I was like sending out random texts. Yeah. I was thinking about myself. I'm like, man, he really beat up the mountain really bad. But anyway, all right. Anyway, that's nothing. But yeah. So anyway, so packed weekend this weekend. Last night is King on Saturday. Go check it out. If you're in the Seattle area, hook up with Danny. So this way y'all go to the house show together and get something to eat afterwards and everything. And Sunday is the Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network. It's going to be a really cool pay-per-view. They got the regular Elimination Chamber with the guys, and they got the very first all-female Elimination Chamber, which I'm very intrigued by. So that's going to be really cool to watch and everything. I don't really have a winner for that one, so I'm probably going to go with Bliss as well. You're going with Bliss, I assume?
Obviously.
Yeah. Are you going with Bliss?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Roxy's going with Bliss, so you know what I'm saying. So all three of us for Bliss. It's Team Bliss over here. All right, all right. So that's gonna be the show right there. Thank you everyone for joining in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on this show.
Thank you so much, Rox. Absolutely. I mean, you are welcome to come anytime.
Definitely
for real talk. You're welcome to come anytime, and we'll see y'all on the first Wednesday of March. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. All right. Peace.
Hey.